Okay, welcome back, party people. We are here for another Let's Play in history, and we're gonna continue on. We're also gonna finish the election of 1884, which the election goes as it goes. Again, they have Blaine probably up by about 2 or 3 points, and when the election happens, it's not how Republicans think it's gonna go. This is the first election they lose since basically the election of James Buchanan, which was about 30 years prior to this, and comes at a shock for Republicans who thought they pretty much just had complete dominance and autonomy of, well, the electoral system at this point. Turns out they don't.
Sounds like work for Murphy. Actually, this job will require all three of our skills. The front door is locked, and you're the only one capable of climbing up to the hatch on top. Once inside, sneak down to the ground floor and let us in. We'll help you finish the job. All right. See you on the ground floor.
Grover Cleveland wins 219 electoral votes versus Blaine's 180-ish. Sorry, keep in mind I'm doing a lot of this from memory. But the popular vote's very close. Goes to be between... I think it's ultimately decided by about 30,000 electoral votes. Okay, there we go. So I need a book on being a lumberjack, but I don't need a book for rock climbing or ice climbing. Makes sense. Whoop. And like I said, the biggest fundamental difference, I would say, is the state of New York, which most the Republicans and Democrats voted along north and south lines, basically. Oh, what the hell? So I could have. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. My circle button just might be broken. Because this thing is just complicated in its overall functionality, I guess you could say. Definitely don't want that to happen. Really? A chair? But basically about 5 million people per Blaine and Cleveland, and it's decided by a half percentage, at least the popular vote is. But I'm telling you, New York was the big swing state for each of these elections, and ultimately, Grover Cleveland wins. How much time do I have? It's probably gonna be too late by the time I reach the top.
We did it! The collection mechanism is overloading!
Okay, that works. Really? Just take me out, fam. Alright, where is that next objective? Perfect time. Of course, they want to make this difficult. Sweet. Okay, buddy, let's go do your mission next. The election of 1888. This is a... This is a fairly complicated election, also. Also, the second time in the history of this country that the popular vote candidate does not win the Electoral College, although this election is also a very contested election as well, with voting improprieties, etc., etc. Everything you can think of. Not as much as 1876, but certainly enough to make you question legitimacy and authenticity of our election system, let's say. Nope. Just running.
If we can trust Murray's informant, that's the silo with the battery hidden inside. To prepare it for travel, we'll have to drain off its northern light energy. By attaching a boat's grappling hook to the top of the silo, we should be able to deplete power from the battery. Murray's in position to help throw you out onto the boat. Once on board, I'll hack into its steering controls and move the vessel close enough to fire its grappling hook. Okay, I'll climb on top of the silo and attach the hooks. How many grappling lines will it take to drain the battery? 3 should suffice. Once the first line's attached, Murray and I will commandeer another boat. You should stay in position. Finally, I get the easy gig.
Yep, I deserve that one.
I'm all set to throw you to that boat. These days,
Is it over here?
Now to hack the steering controls.
Yay, another one of these. Oh lordy.
Nice work hacking.
Okay, I think that did it.
The boat's heading into position. I'm already on top of the silos. Shoot the grappling hook up to me, and I'll make sure it gets attached to the battery.
Am I missing something?
The hook's in place.
There we go.
You guys should head out for another boat before anyone picks up on what we're doing.
Oh, come, come on, game. Are you kidding me? Jeez Louise. But this election is between Grover Cleveland, his vice presidential candidate being Alan Thurman, Benjamin Harrison, and I think Levi Morton would be his vice presidential candidate. Oh, God. Republicans were trying to go back to their old formula of getting a bunch of these Civil War vets to become president, wanting to bring that ideology and that perspective back and along, while also using a bit of a legacy vote in a lot of ways, because Benjamin Harrison is William Henry Harrison's grandson, former 9th president of the United States of America, who really wasn't actually a president because he ends up dying in office because of the flu, basically. God. Okay, focus. Boom. Okay. There we go. So I'm not a complete schmuck.
The second hook's in place. One more grapple line to go, and this thing will be on empty.
Okay, we can do this. We can do this, people.
I was wondering what happened to that guy. Guess he just prefers to be frozen.
I didn't realize there was ice there. Again, like I said, this was a bit of a shift for Republicans. Grover Cleveland had a very good but tumultuous presidency where he's antagonistic to a lot of people. Long story short, doesn't endear himself very well to the establishment, although he really was just, in my opinion, he's a bit of a different wing of the establishment. But he's certainly much more, I guess you would probably say, anti-establishment, anti-national security kind of apparatus individual than most of the presidents at the time. Oh, come on. Come on. Who knew kids games could be so freaking hard? Oh god. Come on. There we go. But regardless, there's going to be a lot of problems with Cleveland's policies. And specifically the monetary policy, because he's more of a gold standard Democrat. And don't get me wrong, Republicans were usually for the gold standard, but he's someone that just did not endear himself to the political game. He didn't really like playing that. And, oh. Thank God. Come on, Sly, you can catch that.
That did it. With the battery chamber empty, we'll be all set to move in.
Good job, Bentley. Proud of you, buddy. Just run! I would also say that demographics are changing within the country. More working class people, industrialization all across the nation. More immigrants are coming in. Irish, Italian, everything you can think of. So, you know, different and newer voting groups are becoming prevalent that need a voice and some representation, which Democrats ultimately largely take a lot of those votes. Which is why a state like New York becomes very competitive. It goes back and forth. And pretty much they have Cleveland down by like 5 or 6 points. A lot of people think that legacy presidential pick and Republicans trying to fix things, um, you know, shifts things and makes the election a little bit more contested for Cleveland rather than the other way around.
Bentley's taken up a post along the river. He'll keep tossing bombs into the water, and the fish should get blown sky high. Plenty should land near your position.
So, you want me to throw a fish at the oil main so that old Crizzle face will knock them apart?
That's the idea. You might even try throwing fish at the guards. Might improve their odor. Nice work. Trot old Grizzleface over to the next oil main by luring him with fish.
Alright, follow me, buddy. I will lead you to that promised land. I think he's only gonna follow if I go across certain ways. Now, each state is very contested. Again, this is the second time that the Electoral College winner loses the popular vote. Can I just toss that down there? Nope, not gonna work. Or is it gonna work? Dang it. Come on, buddy. I know you're around here. There we go. Last one, buddy. I know each state was pretty contested. Some of the big states that were won by Benjamin Harrison were very hotly contested. Illinois, again, being a big one, which was a good poll for Republicans, considering that. Where is it? Did I pass it? I way past it. Illinois was won by about 20,000 votes. Indiana, ironically, which was Harrison's home state at the time, being decided by about 20,000 votes. Or not 20, 2,000 votes. It was literally within almost single digit or triple digit vote margins, basically. Other states in particular, like Michigan's becoming a high population state. Can I go back up there again? Why? But no, seriously, why do I have to go back over here? Okay, whatever. Oh, God. But at least in terms of electoral vote margins, Benjamin Harrison will win. Again, does not win the popular vote. He wins 233 electoral votes to Cleveland's 168. Again, Indiana, Illinois, many of the Midwestern states go straight to Benjamin Harrison.
In order to overcome Jean Bisson in the lumberjack game, we'll need to enlist the help of the giant Canadian eagle. Their nest is out on that island.
Indiana and New York being the two big ones. Those two states largely swayed the election because they were originally Democrat before, but then they turned Republican. New York was decided by about 15,000 votes. New Jersey by about 5,000, 6,000. A lot of the states that Republicans do win are all hotly contested. I'll put it that way. Ohio's a big one where that was decided by about 15-ish thousand votes. Because pretty much any state that the Democrats had won, outside of, I think, West Virginia, pretty much won pretty decisively. Maybe Missouri, but for the most part, it's just the simple difference between the working class and whatnot. The working class ultimately going far more towards the Republican side than the Democrat side. And when I mean working class, biggest significant reason I would say is because Grover Cleveland was a very anti-union Democrat and did not adhere himself to those philosophies and that lifestyle, and was very antagonistic towards those perspectives. And not to mention, the Communist Manifesto is a really big thing at this point for a lot of these, for a lot of people. you're gonna see the first big red scare in the next 20, 30 years happen in both the United States and all across the world.
Watch out for those eagles. They don't look friendly.
You will not get me, Eagles.
Excellent job. If you can get that eagle egg back to the safe house, we'll be all set for the lumberjack game.
Oh, poor Wooly. I'm just sad. Gets a taste of freedom and then just like, oh, no bueno. No freedom for you, Wooly.
Great work, Sly.
But that's basically the election of 1888. It's a very hotly contested election,
The lumberjack games are upon us.
and a lot of people pretty much just united behind Benjamin Harrison to get rid of Grover Cleveland, even if it meant, again, certain voter improprieties.
We'll have to cheat. Murray, you'll participate in the power log chopping competition. Get us a good score, and then let Masad up for his turn. While he's chopping, I'll sneak the eagle egg into his trousers, and the protective parents should disturb his axe swings. Sly, given your ascension skills, I've signed you up for the ice wall climb. We'll keep Assad from beating your score by pulling him off the wall with some nearby grappling lines. And finally, I'll represent our team in the log rolling competition. With my knowledge of rotational mechanics, we're sure to get a stupendous score. Sly will be in charge of greasing Massad's logs, so he has no chance of beating it. If you guys are ready, I say we head out and show these meathead lumberjacks what we're made of.
Okay. Let's go, buddy.
Okay, guys, let's head down there and win those talents from Jean Bisson. Sly, try to keep a low profile when we get close. We don't want him to recognize you. Excuse me, sir. We humble lumberjacks would like to participate in your lumberjack games.
Think you got what it takes to win the clockwork talent, eh? Well, I'm sure enough gonna let you play, so long as you pay me free food.
Much obliged, partner. We'll, just take our positions for the competition.
Enjoy the moment while you think you still got a chance. It's as close to winning as you'll ever
A little
get.
overconfident.
This year's first event will be a power chopping contest. Not like anyone's ever gonna beat my record, but let 'em try. Not bad, Hippo. Watch and learn as I destroy that log without even breaking a sweat.
Okay, Bentley, you're on. Plant the eagle egg on the song, and the angry eagle parent should swoop in and throw off his axe time.
Oh lordy. Why does Bentley have to be the one to do it?
What? I think you better rethink those scores, boys. What you intended to give me was perfect tens, right? So your pink friend knows how to handle an X. Let's see how you handle a vertical wall of ice.
Oh god. Oh god.
Not fast enough, you little varmint.
Oh my god. I'm telling you, like my just work stupid circle button.
What I expected.
Okay. I get it.
That's about what I expected. Raccoon.
This is a specific mechanic that I do think is a little broken. I'm just... Sure, I'm being a little salty, I'll admit that. Wholeheartedly. But... Come on, guys, it's not working very well.
Pretty good for a scrawny raccoon. Now, watch and learn as I demonstrate the art of power climbing.
Murray, use those grapples to hook onto Bison. You will need to hook him with all 3 lines to pull him off the wall.
Come on, of course.
Wonderful display of climbing.
This is a stupid mission. I'm sorry to say this, people. It really is a stupid mission. They literally don't even give you enough time. You can't miss a single freaking time. And there's no like aiming reticle, so you're kind of just literally shooting it in the dark. Really? Okay, I was about to say, like, this game's really just trying to really irritate me now.
It seems you have pulled the wrong cards again. Did I ever tell any of you the story about the judge from last year's competition who mistakenly gave me a score other than 10? I see we're tied with only one event to go. Unfortunately for you, I've saved my best event for the last. The spin and log competition.
Okay, looks easy enough. I just need to stay out of the water.
Of course. Very lucky turtle.
I'll give you that.
A very good turtle.
Watch how a skilled log roller does it.
This is crazy. John Bisson's got those judges so intimidated, there's no way he can lose.
You're right, Murray. Those guys need to go. Okay, I'm just making this up on the fly, but what if I were to lure the judges one by one into that cave? Once inside, you two will knock them out and take their clothes.
Genius! When all three judges have been restrained, we'll be able to don our disguises and take their place at the judges' table. Sly, you can use the alarm clock gadget to distract the judges and lure them in.
The election of 1892, ladies and gentlemen, is going to basically between Grover Cleveland and Benjamin Harrison, a rematch again. This time, Grover Cleveland's going to have Aldi Stevenson the first as his vice presidential running mate, with Benjamin Harrison as the Republican nominee. What am I? Wait, what am I doing again? I know I'm supposed to. How am I supposed to lure them?
Lure the guards into the cave with your alarm clock gadget.
And this one you have to do everything freaking perfectly, which is even more frustrating. And I'll be fair, it's not hard. It really isn't. I'm just a really terrible gamer. But it certainly does not help. If you make even one little mistake. Oh my god, can I just... This is also the first time a populist party actually becomes prominent, an actual populist party. They're going to be gaining some steam over the course of the next 30, 40-ish years for the working class people, and specifically against elites, I guess you could say. Come on. James Weaver's the first populist candidate, with James G. Field as his vice presidential running mate. And keep in mind, they are important because they will be taking about at least a couple states and about 10% or so of the vote.
Was there ever any question of my supremacy?
I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm gonna throw my controller again. I mean, I haven't thrown it yet, but this will be the first time I do it, because this is just getting stupid now. Really freaking stupid. Anyways, the same issues that are happening with this election are happening with the previous, or the last couple of elections. Nothing's really changed, and the only problem is that now more than ever, there's a clear antagonism towards what people would constitute today as establishment politics, and a very clear, just like, we don't want this in our government. We don't want basically an oligarch like state in this country, and we want actual people who want to do the things that are for the people, to actually win, to actually be a representative of the country, which is a big reason why you see a populist party actually forming and coming into prominence. See, was that so hard?
Consequences are incorrect scores. Wait a second. You aren't the judges I hired. It's the scrawny raccoon and his annoying friends. Well, if you want the challenge, then why don't you just take them?
What just happened?
Oh, my aching head. Those talons really pack a punch. Sly! Murray! Wake up!
Yeah, I'm awake, but not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
Where are we? What's going on?
This looks like the sawmill control room. The son must have thrown us in here for interrogation later. I, for one, would like to escape before he returns.
It looks like we're pretty well sealed in here.
Unless what?
Unless you can fit through that hole.
I think I could squeeze through there. I'll drop down and try to free you guys from the outside.
steel door. Given enough time, I might be able to make some progress.
Get it, Murray.
Sounds like a plan. Good luck, then. And remember to shout if I can help you from up here.
But again, the population of the United States is excessively growing. More states are being admitted to the Union. And I understand, too, a lot of these more Midwestern states are becoming populist. They are actively antagonistic to an establishment candidate. In fact, I think 4 or 5 of these states end up going to Mr. Weaver himself, mainly like, Kansas, Colorado, Nevada, Idaho. They're all states at this point. The Dakotas are states, Montana, Wyoming, Washington's officially a state. A lot of states are admitted to the Union, and you need about really at least 230 electoral votes in order to win.
You solved all the clockwork parts? Arpeggio has
Of course he has them all. Hey, I get it. Bazone is a capitalist. He's all about the money. I get it.
That's it. Time I show you just how stupid we turtles really are.
But discontent with the Republican Party, because they also have a clear majority. This is also the era of the first billion-dollar government. And,
Call out which lever I should pull. Fire! There you go. Wait! Logs! Logs! Bam! Fire! Log drop!
Come on in here, boys. Let's get this harvest.
Saws! Blades! Blades! Done. Drop 'em! Okay. Sizzle is gizzle. 10-4. Saws? All right. Drop 'em! Yep. Flame 'em! Saws! On it.
I like boss battles like this, where it's at least semi-fair.
Saws! Saws! 10-4.
That did not go the way that I wanted it to go. Uh-oh.
Let's go! Okay. Fire up! All right. Cook 'em! Drop 'em! There you go. Sauce? Yep.
Come out, boys. Let's get
Oof. Let's get that killing.
Blades! How's that? Fire up! On it.
I should have looked. I should have looked. Wasn't paying attention.
anyone for some turtle soup?
But Democrats did have a strong candidate in Cleveland, because at least you knew what you were going to be getting from a Cleveland presidency. So he had a lot of support, as technically he was the president and will be the first president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms.
Sauce?
God damn.
Fire! There you go. Drop 'em! Logs! Logs! Yep. Blades! 10-4. Saws! Saws! Okay. Blades! Blades! Logs! Logs!
Eat dynamite.
Blades! Blades! All right.
I thought I was out of the way of that one, but I guess I wasn't.
Logs! Logs! Okay.
Cannot take another hit. Cannot take another hit.
Blades! Blades! Now drop 'em!
Come out, boys. Let's get to killing.
Blades! Blades! All right. Logs! Logs! Blades! Saws? There you go. Saws! Cook
That do it. That did it.
Tarnation. I've been done in by some four-eyed turtle.
Once again, brains
Good job.
spread over broad.
Good job, little buddy. That was some fast thinking.
Don't forget about me.
You did a great job opening that door.
Now, despite that, this is also a very close election. And populists are taking away from all sorts of votes, but I would say a lot of disenfranchised Republicans would ultimately end up going towards the populist party because they refuse to vote for Cleveland. And this creates a contested election because a lot of those votes end up going to Weaver, who ends up taking about 1 million votes in at least 5 or 6 states and swings several states. So, long story short, Grover Cleveland wins 277
Shake a leg. That blimp's on its way.
277 electoral votes versus Benjamin Harrison, who wins 145 electoral votes, and Weaver, who wins at least 20, but he wins about 10% of the vote. Why couldn't Bentley just jump in on the trampoline too? I don't get that. That works. Now, every single state is very, very close. Very
As
close.
we shut ourselves into the Northern Light Battery, it became black. For a few long minutes.
I mean, some states more than others, but
No one
I do know California was literally decided by about 100 votes
seemed to have stopped.
for the Democrat candidate. And
Up to Arpeggio's blimp. All so strange.
for the Democrat candidate in Grover Cleveland. Notably, so a lot of the populous states just either did not have Grover Cleveland on the ballot, or they just did not vote for Grover Cleveland, which I find very interesting. I think a lot of populists saw them as either anti-establishment or as establishment politicians, and they just did not want a populist candidate. You know how it goes. But a lot of these states are really close. In the Northeast, Connecticut is one that's decided by a couple thousand votes. And, yeah. I'll continue this later on, because this is about at least an hour-long episode at this point. So we'll continue on to the second to last episode, or the last episode. I forgot which one's next. But, guys, like and subscribe. God bless. Hope you all enjoy.